All right, I want to talk about, it's called the normal distribution. This is the normal curve, sometimes referred to as the bell-shaped curve, where we have most of our data in the middle, a little bit over here above, and some below. So we have our mean in the middle. 50% of the data is above the mean, and 50% is below. We're going to use what's called the standard deviation, and this would be given to us as a number, and we're going to use it to count up and down. So our data, some of our data is one standard deviation up. So we would add one standard deviation. Then we have some of our data that's -1 because we're going to the left standard deviations. And this percent is always the same. 34% of the data is above our mean and 34% is below our mean. We're going to keep going. So I'm going to do another standard deviation. So that would be +2 standard deviations. Or on the left-hand side, -2 standard deviations. Now on this little piece is 13.5% of the data. These numbers stay true for every problem. And I'll work a problem in the next video. We'll do it one more time. So this would be +3. 1, 2, 3. Or over here on the left-hand side, it would be -3. And in this part of our data is 2.35%. So not very much. If we add all of that up, that's only 99.7% of our data. So the rest of our data must be above or below these standard deviations. So we say that this is 0.15% of our data is outside of these standard deviations. Anytime we take a standardized test, we're taking our data and making it fit this. So it doesn't really matter how many questions you got right on a standardized test, such as Praxis or SAT or your exit exam in high school or any sort of state test you took in high school. They're going to relate you to everybody else. So it doesn't matter what people scored or how many questions they got right, 34% are going to fall in this gap. 13.5% of the students, 2.35 and 0.15. This is also how we classify students in order to get accommodations. Some people might have had received accommodations in high school to help them if they had learning disabilities or were dyslexic or anything. And we look at how many standard deviations below the rest of the students in that population were. So you have to fall on these negative standard deviations. Now these percents, we're going to use those to answer specific questions. These numbers never change. They're set. It's the normal distribution. It's true all the time. And we're going to be using those to help us answer questions in the next video.